And we're back with the fifth video of my 100 PlayStation 2 collections. My next game is Karaoke Revolution Party. This was purchased with Virtua Fighter 4 Revolution and Tekken Tag, which were the first three games I got in 2006. I think I said last time that those two were in 2005, but they weren't. I looked it up quick, but when I got them. Anyways, so this is the first multi-platformed Karaoke Revolution game. They did do Karaoke Revolution. They kind of made a port of it for the Xbox, the first one, but it isn't. I don't believe it's the same game. And that one had online play. So Karaoke Revolution Party was on the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube. Each one, I don't think there's anything special about the GameCube one, but like the PlayStation 2 one had the iToy functionality, and I believe Xbox had online play. And the iToy in here, I think this is the first Karaoke Revolution to have the iToy. And they had some really cool features with it, such as some of these backgrounds here. You could use the iToy as like a camera, so you would see yourself and your surroundings on like a big screen TV or something, and that kind of stuff while your character was singing. And they had this really weird feature where you could create a 3D model of your head using the iToy and then make it into one of the characters, so your head would be on the character. And, you know, I never could get that to work. I tried it on this game, and the other Karaoke Revolutions had this feature with the iToy, and I could never get it to work, which really sucked. But I should probably try it again. I don't know. The instructions are really weird and whatnot. But it would be cool to have your head on a character and sing I Left My Heart in San Francisco. So you also get a demo of DDR Extreme 2. And if you remember in Extreme 2, I think you got a demo of this. This was okay, but like I said, it kind of started going downhill. But it was cool because in the previous Karaoke Revolutions, you could only have like a preset of characters, so you had to choose from one. But in this one, you had the presets, and you could create your own using those presets and kind of mix and match and put clothing on them, which is actually probably one of the nicer things about the newer ones. But like I said, I think the first three were the best. The only one, I think before that came Karaoke Revolution Country, which I never got because I don't really know anything country. So maybe one day just for a collection. The next game I got is Tales of Legendia. I think that's how you say it. This was my first Tales game, and I have to say, out of all the PlayStation 2 games I purchased, this is my biggest regret. Because at the time, when I got this, Fatal Frame 3 was out, and I was at a store debating to myself if I should get this or Fatal Frame 3, and I wasn't really into the fighting game, horror genre. I wasn't really good at it, but after playing some of it for a bit, I did get it a little bit, and I do like it a lot. And so I really, really wish I would have gotten Fatal Frame 3 over this. But I didn't, and a few years later I saw this in a bin for 12 bucks, so I could have saved money. But I did get an art book with this when I bought it, so that was okay, I guess, but I still would have wanted a Fatal Frame 3. Next game I got was Grandia 3. I think I got this when my dad got his HD TV. Maybe. That's wrong. I just remember people were talking about this. It does come in 2 discs. It's a pretty big game. And they were talking about the environments and how much they liked them. So I decided, oh, I'll give it a shot. And I really did like it. I never beat it. Just like with the Tales game. I got kind of bored with it, but I have Grandia 1 from the PlayStation Network, and I have Grandia 2 on the Dreamcast. And I like Grandia 2 a lot, and this one's pretty cool. I actually got stuck here. I was fighting just walking through, and they have this auto battle feature where you can have your party battle, and I had to go to the bathroom, so I set it on auto, thinking that, oh, these are really good, they can't lose, I came back and they died, and I was kind of level grinding at the time, and I lost all this time because I don't know what the hell they did, but I got really pissed off and just kind of stopped playing it for a bit. And I gotta get back to it, but I really do want to get back to it because it really was good. Next game I got for Easter was Radiata Stories by Tri-Ace, Square Enix, and I don't know. I wasn't super impressed, I guess. I kind of played it, kind of stopped. I don't know. Probably should give it a try again because they are coming out with that Radiant Historia or whatever they call it on the DS, which is like a spiritual successor to this. But I don't know. I guess if it's cheap enough, it's worth a try. Next game is Tekken 4, which if you remember, my first Tekken game really did not like it. But after playing a few other fighting games, Soul Calibur, Virtua Fighter, the other Tekkens, and some other fighters, 3D fighters, I came back to this with a different mindset on it, and I have to say that there's actually quite a few things I do like about Tekken 4 that they took out of Tekken 5, and so on, such as the battle arenas, I think are the best in the Tekken series. They could have done them a little bit better, but I would have really have liked to seen them come back, because they had, like, how they did it was, like, there's, like, a mall, there's, like, a mall, and then they split it into 3 sections, so you can choose, like, 3 different sections of the mall, but you can't go into the other section, which I thought was really neat. So they had the mall, they had a waterfall, they had all this stuff, and when I came back to it, I actually really liked it. I was surprised, but I think it's cool. Graphics are okay, but I do like the arenas in this one the best. Next game I got on launch date was Kingdom Hearts 2. Shiny foil. I really like that. Really was looking forward to this for the longest time, and I was lucky enough that it came out, and then the next week I had spring break from school, so I was able to play it a lot. I was able to do that. Really liked it. I really like the environments, the Disney environments, like Beast's Castle and all that stuff. They had some other stuff that was in it that was okay, but I like the Disney environments a lot. I thought they were really cool. Story was okay, I guess. I hated the beginning, and actually, the beginning was something I really had to push myself to do, because I am not a fan of Roxas at all, and I hated the beginning of the game when you had to play as him, and it was just like, I kind of stopped playing for a couple of days just because I did not want to play with him anymore, play as him anymore. But eventually you get back to Sora, and I was extremely happy, because like I said, I do not like Roxas at all. Next game I got for my birthday is Onimusha, Dawn of Dreams. I really enjoyed the first Onimusha, which is why I decided to give this one a go. I believe this has Japanese voice acting in it. You can have the option to do it. The first Onimusha had it, and I think the third one did. And I think the Blade Warrior Fighter, whatever it is, has it. This one's on 2 discs. But Onimusha 2 did not have Japanese audio. It was all in English, and it was really nasty because they had really nasty voices. I played this one for a little bit. Haven't played it in years, but I am going through... I did beat Onimusha 1, playing through Onimusha 2 right now, and I do plan to get to this after Onimusha 3. I'm really excited because I thought it was okay. Next game I got for my birthday as well is Trapped. Speaking of Japanese voice acting. This one is only in Japanese. It does not have any English voiceovers whatsoever. Its default is Japan, and that is the only one, which is really cool. This is actually based off the, it's known as, it has a whole bunch of different names in America. Tecmo's Deception, Tecmo's Haunting or something, and then Cadro, something like that. It's all kind of the same thing. You play as someone from royalty, and you go into a haunted house that's controlled by the devil, and you do his dirty work, killing people. But I own the first one on the PlayStation, but this one's actually really good. The gameplay's really interesting. You have that whole mansion right here, and you unlock rooms as you go along, and you just set traps everywhere, hence the word trapped with a backwards R. And people come in, and pretty much all you do is you set these different traps, and you kill them. Like, you have a guillotine that swings, you got a bit of spikes, a hungry crocodile, and you just kill them and whatnot. And every trap is set to the face buttons on the PlayStation controller. And you just go around, you know, you go into different rooms, you set different traps in different rooms, and you just hit them with the button as they come down. It's pretty fun. I don't really know where I am in it right now, but I did not beat it, but it's just really fun. I think it'd be cool to have like an online aspect of this. It would be really cool. Or even multiplayer, which this doesn't have, but it'd be really cool. Next game was one that I pre-ordered. Came out in August or September, and it is Xenosaga Episode 3, the last Xenosaga game to come out. Similar to Xenosaga 2, it has 2 discs instead of just one dual. And it's the end, which is pretty disappointing because there's supposed to be a whole bunch of Xenosaga games coming out. But due to the lack of sales from Xenosaga 2, they cut it. And while the story ends here, there's like this huge gap between Xenosaga 2 and 3 where a whole bunch of stuff happens, which in and of itself could have been a whole separate game. There's just that much that passed, and they expect you to read it all. And it just gets really, it's a lot of reading. They have a huge encyclopedia in it, though, which you can read all the history of Xenosaga if you haven't played the other ones. But unfortunately, the dubbed version of this version, was butchered. Just completely butchered. The other 2 Xenosagas have had censorship done to them, but this one's awful. In fact, you could have probably rated this E10 for the stuff they did in it. They got rid of all the blood. There is no blood in this game. There was blood in like the first 2, and this one, they took it out to the point where there are some scenes where you don't know what the hell's going on because the blood played a huge role in it. So it's like you have people who are supposed to have blood in their hands saying that, oh, it's flowing everywhere, and there's nothing. There's no blood anywhere. People have swords impaling them, and there's no blood, there's no bruises. And it's like, okay, this is T, and T is supposed to be like, what, PG-13? And I saw movies that are PG-13 where they have like explicit sex scenes, blood going all over, and it's like, you can't have, it's just, because Xenosaga's story is mature for the most part. It's not something that some 10-year-old kid's gonna get and absolutely love. It has a lot of religious themes to it and all that stuff that you really have to think about. And it's like, there's no reason why this game could have been M, or they could have left the blood and all that stuff in, all that stuff, and it's just, on top of all of that, this isn't for the dub version, but it is for the American version, or no, the whole game. They got rid of a lot of the cutscenes. Instead, they have 2 little faces up, like they did back in, like, for RPGs in the SNES, Genesis days. And that's what, like, the majority of the cutscenes are in here. I don't think they had time to finish it fully. So, in return, we got just a bunch of little faces popping up, talking to each other, and you don't have any of the cinematic cutscenes that you did in the other ones. So I gotta finish this up, but I'll probably finish this up in the other video.